This is the Hearthstone.fi Monday Night Community Tournament number 27 Grand Final with freddykuhl versus Random, both German players. I will give them the get-go to start playing. And we'll join them. I'm sure you followed the previous matches as well. Yeah, they already started. Well, doesn't matter. We can join Freddy's side of the board. He's playing his slightly modified oil rogues.
Watch your back.
And Random is playing his combo druid. And we actually get to see the cards as well, which is awesome. You can expect to see... does he actually coin out this shred of next Ramus? I think we might be out of sync because the cards are the way they are. Yep, we are out of sync. Resetting. And he opted to not coin out the shade. Instead going for 2 4-drops, I believe. The 3/3 would be able to kill off the Shredder. Yep, and it does. But with the 3 hit points, it means that the SS7 agent will not be able to be activated. The teacher is fairly safe. The only thing that would really contest it right now is a swipe, and if you want to use swipe on just a single teacher and then sacrifice the Steam Weedle Sniper into it, that's pretty good value from the teacher by itself. I believe that turn 5 will just be an Azure Drake unless he draws into something that changes that play, which is unlikely. For Random though, the Drake will be coming out 1 turn earlier. Can't quite get the Ancient Allure out with the coin yet. Oh, Vaori-san, that's gonna be turn 6 right there. Double Savage Roar in his hand as well. So if these minions are allowed to stay alive, it's going to become difficult. Prepping out the Fan Knives for 2 damage means that the attack from the Wicked Knife will be able to kill off the Steam Weedle Sniper, and the activation from the SS7 agent will be able to kill off the Drake. Which means that the Rogue will be left with a really significant board advantage. And against the Druid, that's nothing to sneer at. Because only the swipe will be able to do something, and even then, at least one of these guys should stay alive. If you swipe the teacher, then you're forced to use the Shapeshift or Wrath, but the Wrath we know there's not in his hand, so that might just be what we end up seeing. The really greedy option is to play Tauri-san right now. That's like, I don't care what the rogue has on the board, I just want to maximize my own profit. And he goes for the swipe play. That is the correct choice. Hero powering out this Valid Teacher. We'll more than likely see the Ancient Allure draw cards on turn 7. Or the Tauri-san plus coining out maybe Wrath if it comes up. The Sylvanas would also otherwise be fine, but both these minions will be able to just trade into her and won't make a big difference. Top deck Dr. Boom. Perfect on turn 7, perfectly timed. And if the rogue wants to kill it, it'll have to commit both minions into it. Double sprint with no preps. Drake could draw 1 card. You could commit the Eviscerate for 5 damage into the Boom. Or even go for the Blade Flurry for 2. Actually 3 damage. 3 damage Blade Flurry is pretty significant. Eviscerate 6. Dr. Boom, then attack it with the Wicked Knife. You would face tank the 7 damage, but against a Druid, If you're above 14, you're usually pretty good. You would be at 18, but the boom bots could make significant damage. So it's risky to face tank it. It's definitely a hard decision to make right now, because both the Eviscerate and the Blade Flurry make a very, very valid point. If you go for the Blade Flurry, then you of course want to attack the face with both your minions. Maybe risk that the Drake stays alive if you want to... Yep, you want to kill the boom off. But that's just 2 damage and you still face tank it, so... Yep, mistakes were made. If you were to go for the Blade Flurry play, you would want to hope that those boom bots don't kill off your first Azure Drake from this side, which ended up being ran into the Dr. Boom prematurely. And that is not good for the rogue player. The upside to this is the fact that there is no Druid response for the Drake itself. No Keeper of the Grove, no Wrath. And if you run the Druid of the Closet charge into it, that makes little sense, little to none. Thaurisan, Hero Power. Or coin out the Shade of Naxxramas at this stage. Would be an option. Druid of the Claw has a 4/6 taunt to prevent the Dr. Boom from being killed. Oh. Wait. This can't be lethal, can it? No! Oh, yeah, you use the Savage Roar to kill off the 4/2 with your own minion and force the rogue down to 10. That's an unconventional way to play it, but I understand where he's coming from. Now, he needs to both combo the SO7 and the Eviscerate to clear this board effectively, but there are really no cards right now that would do that. So he opts to go for the Tinker plus Blade Flurry, which pushes the opposing player down to 5 as well. So this is basically racing right now. Both players are waiting to see who's able to put out the maximum amount of damage. And Freddy is hoping for an activator for the Eviscerate. On the other hand, Eviscerate thrown out into SO7 Agent plus Hero Power by itself is 5 already. So that would be enough. Shade cannot be removed. Both AoEs have already been used. The Ancient Allure pushing random up to 10 hit points makes it very difficult for Freddy to finish off the game. Prepping a sprint, well, what are you hoping to get? Well, maybe another prep for the Eviscerate? Sapping the Ancient Allure is... No, you don't want to be doing that. It's very painful to see that happen. And this, is it lethal yet? It's 3, 5, 7 with the Savage Roar. No chargers. Double Ancient Allure. 8 with the Hero Power, so it's 2 off lethal right now. And the 8/8 Edwin is a significant threat as well, which you cannot handle unless well, you're basically forced to heal with the Ancient Allure. Hope that the rogue doesn't have 7 damage. And that's a really, really bad situation to be in, just to hope that he doesn't have the damage. Because rogue, if anything, does have the burst potential. 3, 7, yep, it's lethal. Don't even really have to count. So, despite that one mistake being made in the earlier part of the match where Freddy was unable to clear out the 7-1 Dr. Boom, he can still win this matchup like he should. Oh, I was disconnected from Hearthstone.
Welcome.
Hi.
Back.
So we continue the match from Freddy being 1-0 in this best of 5 conquest series. They are still making their decisions about which heroes to pick next. I think he should follow what he did in the previous semifinal. Just go with the Face Hunter next. Freddy. We will join Freddy's side of the board. See if he went with the Druid, which is the safer bet against this matchup. Or, yes, there we go. This is the winning play in my opinion. And it's actually the exact same matchup that he won against his previous opponent. It is Zoo versus Face Hunter. And I favored the Face Hunter highly. Of course, all those cards will be taken out. He's hoping for a 1-drop since he's going first. It's too early to call it. I should not be reveling in one player's victory yet. It is just 1-0 for freddykuhl, but it is looking good. And with that top deck Leopard Gnome as well, it's pretty much the perfect start. Except for the turn 3 part. You don't want to be playing Kill Command. Fortunately for Random, he does have the Mortal Coil of it available to him, where he can cycle the cards and get rid of that early aggression. Oh! If that 2-1 had survived, then turn 3 Abusive Sergeant Hero Power would have been reality. That would have been something. Not playing the Void Walker. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. The Outer Beak Owl will be used because there aren't that many high value targets. Maybe the Void Caller would have arguably also been an option. The second juggle does not hit, but at least there are 2 2-1s left out there, so the Haunted Creeper will only be able to trade into one of them. Juggler into Abusive Sergeant, which will boost the Creeper, and now the downfall of that one missing juggle is actually much more difficult for Freddy to handle. And the juggles from Random's side of the board are perfect. They hit exactly the targets that he wanted to hit. None of them were wasted to the face of the first original Knife Juggler. Wow. Those juggles just prevented 4 damage from the face, so if we see this match going 4 damage short, we'll know who to blame for it. Not using the Defender Refargus when there are targets for it is an interesting choice. I guess the reasoning is that the Void Caller has got bigger stats for it. It's got more hit points to buff up with the Defender instead of just the Abusive. Okay, so, well, the Leok, it's not that great. Of course, you push 1 more damage to the face, but do you even want to? Yeah, you want to activate your Infiltrator before the opposing side of the board gets any shenanigans done into this Leok. Defender Refargus buffing both these minions means that Leok will get taken care of and Abusive will just go for face. No activator for Kill Command left either, so... Yep, really no other options right now. You could have gone for the slower play with the Nerubian Egg and nothing else really except the tap, but that's a bit risky. They do run the 2-1 into the Void Caller and then Explosive up. I think that's, yeah, that's your only option. Explosive Hero Power. No demons in the hand right now. And no way to play Dr. Boom either. I guess you could tap. But it's risky against the Face Hunter to go below 15 in any case. If you go to 13, it's... You're just a couple of Kill Commands and 2 turns from a Hero Power away from dying. Yeah, I understand why he does it, because any of the other players are subpar, but still. Wow. If you play the Nerubian Egg before you attack, then you get the 4-4 from it for free without any activation delay. So I guess that speaks for the Nerubian. Oh! Okay. That means we've got 13 damage. Nope, the 3-2 dice, so the 10 damage going to face this turn. Leaves him with 7. And no Taunter. Of course, the Taunter would have been dead anyway. Glaive Zuka with no targets. Oh man. You're forced to play it and go for face. He's got 6 damage on the board already. So just a single damage from the hand is enough to end this game in favor of Random. But and this is a very important big but, if he doesn't top deck into that damage, there's no way for random to get it. I say Freddy should stick with the kill command, not use it for the Defender of Argus. If he wants to win this match, he needs to hold on to the kill command or use it to the face right now already. Yep, holding on to it, correct call. Creeper, it's not direct damage. Tap is a must from random right now to get something like an Abusive Sergeant or maybe even a Dark Iron Dwarf. I don't know if he runs Dark Iron though. Currently with the Imp Gang Boss Editions, Dark Iron Dwarfs have gone out of favor. Both power overwhelmings have also been used, haven't they? If a Dark Bomb is there, the Dark Bomb is enough. Defender of Argus would be enough to stop the onslaught from these minions, and it would buff the minions as well. Yep, there's quite a lot of options to tap into, and he knows he's facing down 4 damage from the board. The 3, nope. Oh, Juggler, 1 damage from the minion is enough. So there we go, the tap was worth it. Very, very clutch call. Exactly what he needed. Random ties the series up to 1-1. What an exciting end to that match. Haven't seen anything like that in quite a while. Druid and Rogue left for random, and Hunter and Druid left for Freddy. The Druid is definitely the worst option for the Face Hunter. So if you're expecting random to pick Druid, do you go for the worst option or do you go for the mirror match? If the Rogue is there, the Rogue is still too much of a threat for the Druid, so you go for the Hunter. Yep. Yep. Correct call. Freddy made the correct call. Of course, random.
Must protect the one. Let the hunt begin.
If random wins and has the Rogue in there left, then the Rogue versus Druid match will be difficult for Freddy. One has to wet one's whistle at it. Certain intervals, speaking so much does sort of dry the throat a little bit. Yep, no plays from the Druid yet. We will see the Wild Growth on too. I believe he will not be using... well, he might argue using the Shapeshift, which removes the Leper Gnome, but with this Wild Growth you will get the Druid Claw out a little bit earlier. And so you want those taunt minions to be coming up as fast as possible. Cutting out the Animal Companion. Definitely the right play here because of the Abusive Surgeon's missed mana use and no targets for the Iron Beak Owl except for your own dude. Hello Shimo! Welcome to the stream. We are faced with 2 giants from Germany in this final. One could say that Keeper of the Grove would have also been an option to take out the Leper Gnome, but the Misha would have killed off the Keeper, so in a way the Shade makes more sense. It's just really slow. That's my only concern with it. You're giving the Leper Gnome 2 more attack value.
I wonder.
Pretty much the only way this matchup can be lost with the Druid is if you underestimate the damage potential from Freddy's Hunter. Eagle Horn for maximum damage as early as possible. I like it. You still have targets for the Abusive Sergeant later on. And you can use the Explosive Trap to get a charge for your Eagle Horn Bow.
Where shall I strike?
There's the 4-6 taunt. So now, Abusive Sergeant into Misha. Oh, actually the Silence. Yep, that makes a lot of sense. Since it is the Druid, you're just gonna try and empty your hand, go for maximum face damage, and with the Silence into the taunt, oh, you don't even value the charge from the Explosive Trap. well, might not end up mattering, so I understand why this play was made. If he had not silenced off the taunt of the Druid of the Claw, then the Misha would have traded into it. And he would have missed that 6 damage potential. Double Savage Roar means you're face tanking it, and the game is over. Yep. Showing that he had double Savage Roar. But it is now 2-1 in favor of Freddy. I'm already getting excited. All he has to do now is win a Druid matchup against a Druid and a Rogue. Yeah, the Rogue is difficult. The Rogue will probably prove hard to beat. So this one I call in favor random already. Based on the previous setups. And we might see a situation of 2-2. But if Freddy actually gets... No, I don't see... The Druid of the Flame has a 2-5 early on. It might soak up some damage from the Rogue. That's pretty much it. The Shredder is nice. The Savage Roar is not that great. You want to cycle that out. The Mulligan. Maybe the Swipe. What are the targets for Swipe in this matchup? Well, definitely the Violet Teacher, but as I remember it, random doesn't run Violet Teachers, so... The Big Game Hunter might get value from a big Edwin. And the Dr. Boom, yeah. Just a hero power for a hero power. I believe that'll be the early game for this matchup. Of course, just to remind you guys what we're fighting for here, the winner of this Best of 5 Conquest series will go home with 50 euros and 10 WCS points for BlizzCon. So, nothing to be scolded at. Now we'll see if the Druid of the Flame does its duty of soaking up the damage from the Rogue. Non-comboed SI7 agent, I think that is pretty much the best play you can make. Won't die into the Druid of the Flame straight up. Second Druid of the Flame, oh my. One could argue for the Wrath, yeah, the Wrath cycle and attack with the Druid of the Flame. No! He values his Druid over it. Just trading 1 for 1 with this Wrath into the 3-3. Keeper of the Grove could silence the Spotted Shredder, or we could see the Swipe into it actually. The Swipe will get more value from even the Drake, so... Keeper or the Shredder. I like Shredder for Shredder as well, because of the fact that he'll have to run the basic Shredder into Druid of the Flame and use the Wicked Knife if he wants to get rid of the Druid of the Flame. If he just trades Shredder for Shredder, it's completely fine with Freddy's point of view. Currently, he is the one putting on the pressure. It is small pressure still, but it's at least something. And turn 5, you can go for the Druid of the Flame or the Swipe. The Druid of the Flame will have the potential of the hero power, so if a 2-3 pops out from their Shredder, you'll be able to utilize the Druid plus the hero power.
So many options.
Random, on the other hand, stuck with a lot of spells. Double Saps, both of these minions are pretty worthless. The Azure Drake coming down, prepping, double prepping in your hand with double Sap. Phantom Knives does deal 2 damage, so that's a bonus. You got get rid of this Pallid Shredder with your hero attack, and then hope to get value from the Shredder, not be a 3 attack value minion. Fortunately for him though, it's exactly that, 3 attack minion. And the Swipe will be able to clear this board 100%. Let's see. 1-1 Blood Mage Spellnose will get cleared out. And Sprint. Alright, the SI7 agent, one of the first useful cards. I think we'll see the Dagger Mastery into Deadly Poison into SI7 agent for Activator. He's prepping out the Sprint. Well, that means he's going to use the Wicked Knife as an attack into the Acidic Swamp Ooze. But it also means no SI7 agent this turn, but instead a renewal of the daggers. First half of the combo is up. You don't want to play Sylvanas onto an empty board. But what are the other options? Druid of the Flame plus Bear Big Game Hunter? That makes no sense. A downside here being that the saps haven't been played yet. Oh, he does run the Violet Teachers. Excuse me, I was wrong about that one. The saps will get good value from the Sylvanas. And then 1 mana. You could argue going for the Deadly Poison, try to build up your dagger for the future turns. Yep, there we go. No attack from the weapon. Then you get the 1/1 from this Violet Teacher as well, so. Understandable. You've already seen one sap, so do you take the risk of him not having the second one and just replay the Sylvanas, because the Sylvanas contests the Violet Teacher? Keeper of the Grove could only silence it. Maybe remove on the 1/1s. Okay, silencing the 3/5 is about to happen. Oh, 2 to the face. Okay, I guess he's trying to push random down to 14 for the combo range. Otherwise, I don't see a whole lot of meaning behind this. Why would you use the 2 damage to the face and not clear one of those 1/1s? Only to push him down to combo range. That's the only reason.
I am ready to learn.
So, the second Druid of the Flame seems to be doing the job of the first Druid of the Flame and soaking up the damage. Quite admirably. Second sprint. The Blade Flurry deals 3 damage right now, which would clear the board. But you can clear it without the Flurry as well. Using SI7 plus Eviscerate. It gets the job done and you get more 1/1s. You can even sacrifice some of your 1/1s. Not have to sacrifice your cards in hand. Using this deck hand. Yeah, you're so far ahead on the board that you don't have to worry about that. Double Innervate at this stage of the game. These are pretty much dead cards right now. Very poor draws. Oh, does Wild Growth work like that? Let's see. It does not, I believe. Yep, it does not. So, Freddy making a slight misplay there. He's so far behind already though, so I don't think it'll end up mattering. He needs to top deck the Savage Roar right now. And even with that, he'll still have 9 mana to use. Oh, with the second Innervate, he'll have the hero power to go to 15. So unless Random can finish this game this turn by killing Freddy, does he have the damage? 5, 8, 10, 12, 15, missing 7 damage. Eviscerate is 4. If you use the Blade Flurry, then you can use the hero power, that's 5, still 2 off. Yeah, he's using the sap. And to buy more space for the board is the reason you're going for the removal of one of those parentheses. So the heal bot can push yourself up, so the single combo drawn from the deck for Freddy would not be the end of Random this turn. With that heal bot, Random is getting the match. There's no way Freddy can draw himself out of it. Not a single card out there to help. Dr. Boom. I guess you can play him. It won't make a difference.
Well played.
And we are going to the 2-2 situation. Like I predicted. It's nice to be right. We will get the last 5th match of the series. It will be a Druid mirror match. Combo versus combo, so basically it's really not nice to have to say this out loud, but it comes up to who gets the better draws early on. So this match might well be decided by the RNG engine right now by who gets the better card draw in the beginning. I have to state that Freddy's nervousness has been visible somewhat. He has made much more misplays than Random, and he did admit to me in private messaging that he was a bit nervous about going to the finals, so those small misplays, they are completely understandable. If you're in the big finals for first time in a long while, it can be quite intimidating to take part, even when you're at home. We're not speaking about offline events right now, so we're talking about an online environment. It still takes its toll, and the pressures can definitely be felt. So both players have a fairly high-end curve in their starting hand. That Scenarios for Random is definitely not something you want to see. But the Solar Sun, on the other hand, is pretty okay. Wild Growth from the freddykuhl side of the board. Like you can see from Random's emote right there, might end up being the deciding factor. Forced to just use hero power on turn 3. Freddy can coin out the Drake into Belcher later on. Oh, he's actually innervating out Thoughter's Sun. Okay, well, there's no way for Random to destroy Thoughter's Sun right now, so he will get pretty sick value. On 5, you can coin out the Ancient Allure for more cards to get Thoughter's Sun value with, so yep, coin out Ancient Allure, draw 2 cards to get more value out of Thoughter's Sun by going to the face and letting him do his thing. I think that's the play you go for, because any of these 4 drops, they waste mana, and there we go. Freddy agrees with me. And let's see what it is. Druid of the Flame, low impact card, doesn't make a difference. Druid of the Flame, Druid of the Claw, sorry. Yeah. It might end up being very, very useful with the taunt. 3 mana as a Drake. If only that were reality in normal days as well. Now Random gets his Wild Growth. It's just a little too late. Even with the turn 5 Belcher that he's got double of, both of these minions contested. Both of these minions will just be able to completely destroy and obliterate it. Even the Druid of the Claw as a charging 4/4 will be able to kill off the 1/2 that spawned from the Belcher, so. Attack with the 5/5 Ancient Allure, because it's not as big value as the Thoughter's Sun is. Use the Druid of the Claw as charge, because there's no other way for you to put up damage. Or you can go for the Azure Drake, draw a card, hope that it's good. Something like Wrath would be okay right now. Well, I guess he's going for Shredders and just clearing out both minions with his Emperor and his Ancient Allure. It does mean that the Emperor can be killed off with a swipe though. But I guess you're so far ahead on the board that you don't even care about the swipe potential right now. Let's see if it's Doomsayer from the Shredder. That might be significant. We'll have to kill it off. Just a Fairy Dragon. With that attack, we'll probably see the swipe come down to Thoughter's Sun. And 2 mana used. Hero power on the Ancient Allure is impossible because of the spawned 1/2. So just the Wild Growth to try and accelerate back to where Freddy is as well. The Roar is not enough yet. I want to see the Drake played first. With the Charging Druid, the Claw is enough. 4, 6, 13, 16, 19, 21, not quite enough. You have to play the Drake first, try and draw cards. Big Game Hunter, no targets. Druid of the Claw is taunt, 4, 6. Or do you want to hold on to him? I think you could have actually gone for the holding on to him for now. Alright, well, it wasn't actually lethal, but it was enough. So that means, congratulations to freddykuhl for winning this Hearthstone.fi Monday Night Community Tournament number 27. going home with 50 euros and 10 WCS points. Thank you to everyone who's watched us thus far. If you liked my stuff, if you like the tournament, consider following, you know the drill. And hopefully we'll see you in our next tournament 1 week from now, number 28, Monday. Until then, keep playing more Hearthstone.